and welcome to a special episode of Season 1, the Itsy Bitsy Zoomcast, Conversations That Build Bridges.
I am excited today to welcome our special guest, President of Holyoke Community College, Christina Royal. She's here to join us on a bit of a retrospective episode. We're going to be talking a bit about how this project has elevated and embodied the mission of Holyoke Community College. So welcome, President Royal.
Thank you so much for being here. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Kim Quinlan from the Early Childhood Grants team, and I want to begin this episode by thanking Holyoke Community College for welcoming our grants team into their family and community. We've had an amazing opportunity to collaborate with the institution and most specifically with the education department. And this collaboration has allowed us to deepen and enhance the services that we're providing to the early childhood community. And I think this Itsy Bitsy Zoomcast is a great example of how we are able to connect Holyoke Community College to the early childhood field across Western Massachusetts.
Thanks, Kim. For me as a faculty member, when the grants team came on board, and we have two large grants on campus, the Career Pathways Grant and the Strong Start Professional Development Center on campus. So for me as a faculty member, it was a great way for me to see the different agencies that touch the field. And Liz and I created this project so that our students can move from faculty being their professional development and then get used to the idea of Strong Start and get to know Liz, because that will be their professional development when they graduate. So for me as a faculty member, having these different connections and being able to join some of the professional learning committee meetings that Liz runs, it's helped me to have a better connection with the field, especially here in Western Mass. And that helps me to better serve my students. And I'm having a much smoother time placing students for practicum right now because I have such a better reach to the field. So what I want to talk about today is that as Liz and I developed this project, we were very intentional when we were making decisions along the way to make sure that our decisions in creating these episodes were in line with the mission of Holyoke Community College. And our mission is just 3 words, but they're 3 really meaningful words. The mission of HCC is educate, inspire, and connect. So for example, one way that we decided to live out this mission was by including an HCC alumni in every single episode. That's been really great because the students have gotten to see all the different places where HCC alumni end up working and thriving and serving. So we're just excited that they had the opportunity to see where their degree can take them.
So President Royal, I know that you've had an opportunity to view a few of our episodes. Is there anything that stood out to you in particular as you were watching those?
I really enjoyed the last one about shifting from compliance to collaboration with Commissioner Samantha Iger-Treworthy. But I believe it was episode 5 where one of the students asked a question about play. How does play look, and how do you support teacher implementation of play? And when your guests responded by talking about the importance of play in growing creativity skills, I could see very clearly the formation of these early skills and how it translates into the necessary skills that I seek for employee skills when hiring at the college. I remember someone saying to me that a child's full-time job is to play. And I believe that so deeply because it is the foundation for our future leaders. So I really enjoyed that episode.
That's great. Thank you.
That was such a good episode. What you didn't get to see is that after recording, we stayed on for about an hour. It was almost 9 at night when we logged off because we got so into talking about play. That could be a whole series, I think. We all had the same reaction.
Actually, it even gave me some thoughts about a leadership development type of activity of returning people to these very rudimentary skills, because we think about play as child's work as opposed to things that are important for us as adults and as employees. And so I thought there's some really interesting opportunities from a leadership perspective. But a reminder about early childhood education, building foundational skills.
Well, when we get back on campus, we can use the new early childhood curriculum lab to have some play workshops. That could be really fun.
That would be great.
All right, we'll do that. We'll set that up. So we noticed, President Royal, that you end your emails with a great quote by Frank Zappa, and it says, "Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible." And like every other field, our field has experienced extreme deviation from the norm due to the pandemic. And that ended up being a bit of a theme throughout this project. Just doing this project was a deviation from the norm for me in terms of the way I teach the practicum seminar. These conversations became a very large part of the seminar. And that was a great change. I was able to use seminar to connect the students to their field. So in what ways do you see this deviation as an opportunity to live out HCC's mission in terms of this Itsy Bitsy Zoomcast project, this crazy deviation? Is this helping us to live out our mission?
Well, first, I really want to commend each of you for your willingness to step out of your comfort zones and engage in a project like this. I feel that I've been watching each of you develop new skills and strengthen other skills that you already have. And this project is a shining example of the good that will come out of this pandemic. As for most people, we can see predictable patterns of the change process, starting with reluctance or resistance, which sometimes is based on fear of uncertainty, and then a transition to exploring something new, and then the mastery of something new, and then recognizing the value of what was undertaken.
Oh.
And this is exactly what I hope for HCC as well. This pandemic thrust us into 100% remote teaching, learning, and student support in a way that has been extremely uncomfortable for everyone, including our students. And while I certainly know that there are many ways in which the pandemic is wreaking havoc on the lives of so many, including our students, there are also some beautiful epiphanies happening that will make us a stronger institution on the other side of this pandemic. We're living our mission to educate, inspire, and connect students even through this pandemic. And as all of you noted in your last Zoomcast, the students of this class are developing a unique set of strengths simply because of the times that they're learning in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I really appreciate what this has brought as far as us broadening our vision about how people connect, because in the early education community, oftentimes teachers and directors will say, I would love to go to that meeting, but there's no way I can leave my center. And we've now created an opportunity for them to be able to carve out brief moments of their day where they can connect with their peers and their colleagues without having to leave. And so, I do think that here's one little sliver of a silver lining, that I think that this is something that we can continue to move forward with in a way to allow people to connect without it being a burden on their daily work.
And we know that we serve a wide variety of students, and that is the case also with our early childhood education programs. And so this opportunity for you to think about ways to strengthen some of the virtual connection work is something that will benefit our adult learners going forward. And as you look at bringing that into the experiences, even when we're able to return to an in-person experience for many classes, will create a richness in this program that I think will be felt for years to come.
Yeah.
I wonder if you have any words of wisdom for the HCC early childhood community, including past, present, and future students, President Royal.
That's a really, really good question. So I would say never stop being curious, because curiosity is what leads to new ways of doing things and will no doubt help you continue to evolve in the field of early childhood education. Every generation of students brings new characteristics to our society. This is why we refer to them in cohorts, like baby boomers and millennials. And as students change, the system and structures need to continue to grow and change. And our students will be the ones to do that. So I'd say to them, never stop being curious, because your early childhood education students will be educating the next generation of leadership. And this is how you make your mark on our society. It's locally felt, but collectively, in terms of the nation, you are building the next generation of leaders by these early childhood experiences that these learners have in the classes, in formal classes, in informal learning, in play, in the way that you're navigating team building skills and collaboration. There's so many elements, but I think that this is the foundation of building the society of our future. And our past students have influenced and affected the people that are now in various roles and have an opportunity to inform policy and perspective and curriculum changes and new ideas and collaborations in the community. And our next generation of students are going to have a really unique experience when you think of the students graduating now and how that will inform the way that the early childhood education field looks in the future. So
I think it's great to
never stop being curious.
Yeah, and I love that, because in order to remain curious, it's really important to remain playful. I think the two go hand in hand. And because in order to be curious, you have to be willing to take some risks and to get a little more comfortable with your vulnerabilities. And as adults, I think why we stop being playful is because we become less comfortable with those things. So perhaps there's a partnership there. And I know that that's come out for us in creating this, the Itsy Bitsy. So yeah, just something that I'm thinking about.
This has been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. The connections that we've seen develop throughout this project are already making a difference. I want to invite anyone who is an early childhood alum of the college who's watching to join the Facebook group. There's an HCC Early Childhood Alumni Facebook group. I've actually started adding some current students because oftentimes they have questions about a project and they're looking for a professional in the field to talk to about it as a resource. So I would love for them to go directly to some alumni that can be a resource for them. So I really would love to grow that group. So if anyone is watching, please seek it out and join, and you can directly impact some current students by helping them and helping each other. It was a really nice resource during the beginning of the pandemic when everyone was trying to navigate the new guidelines. That group was a very nice support for each other. So please feel welcome to join that group as well. It's just another way that we're connecting.
Well, and thank you so much, President Royal, for joining us today. And thank you, Kim, for coming back. It's always nice to have you on. And a huge thank you to the HCC marketing team. I don't know what Sheila and I would do without them. We're so grateful to the marketing team for all the help in creating each episode.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Good to see everyone.